Hello and greetings. I'm Mr. Lascala, the art teacher here in Wellingboro's ECDC schools. I'm joining you on this asynchronous classroom day to bring you our next installment, basically our next class. Okay, this is a team up against COVID week, so we're going to be talking about safety and protocol, protection for our students, and we're also going to be learning how to draw. We're going to be creating a self-portrait of students with and without masks on. We're going to be doing that with folding pieces of paper. We'll be able to draw that step by step. Now, as I do every week, I'd like to give you a rundown of what I'm going to do and the order I like to do it. It's going to be a little different. As you can tell, I'm wearing a mask. Okay? I am wearing a mask because I want to get used to wearing a mask. I want you to feel free to do the same, especially if you're coming into school. Feel free to wear a mask so you can feel how, getting ready. It's kind of getting used to it. All right? Very good. We're also going to have our 2 5-minute screen breaks. Now, these are a little different also. Our screen break is going to be a mask break and a hand washing break. And I'll explain those when we get to them. So, our day is going to be me reading a book, you answering a question about the book, more or less, and then we will take our hand washing break. Okay, when we come back from that, we are going to draw our picture of our self-portrait. Remember, a self-portrait's a picture of you. Then when we break for a second time, it'll be a mask and movement break. Okay, I'll explain that when we get to it. When we come back from that, we will be coloring in the rest of our picture, and we will be discussing our artwork. We'll be reviewing it, showing it off to the entire class, and we will have a chance to answer any questions before we wrap it up and sign off together. All right? Very good. Before we begin, let's make sure our thumbs are working. Go ahead and shake those thumbs out. A lot of questions can be answered just by a thumb, up, down, or to the side. Let's start with the side. Okay? That's going to mean maybe or I don't know. Okay? While you're in school or virtual, you go like this. Or for art class, that's totally fine. Next, shake those thumbs and thumbs up. Okay, one thumb up means yes. You can also go, affirmative. Shake those thumbs and one thumb down. That's going to mean no. You go like this. No. Shake your thumbs. Double thumbs up. I like how you're copying me. Double thumbs up means absolutely, positively. Shake those thumbs. Double thumbs down. That means never, never, whatsoever. No way, no how. No thank you, sir. That's totally acceptable of an answer as well. Double thumbs to the side. That's going to mean, I don't know, just like one thumb to the side means I don't know. Our last, and this is the most important hand gesture, is raising your hand. Okay, there's a lot of ways to raise your hand. When you're in school, you're going to raise it up high. But while you're at home virtually, I don't want you to raise your hand up high like this because you might be talking to somebody else in the room. You could be giving somebody else an okay sign for all I know. Okay, so what you want to do, especially if you're virtual, hold your hand out so I can see all 5 fingers. It could be close to the camera. It could be further away towards your head. Anywhere in this range. I like how you're copying me. In and out. Very nice. You're going to want to be able to see your own hands on your screen too. So this way you know that I can see your 5 fingers. All right? Yeah, and if you're at home and you're raising your hand like this, if you can't see your fingers, I can't see your fingers. All right? Remember, when I call on you, it's going to be a little different because I'm going to be calling on students that are in class and I'm going to be calling on students that are virtual. Okay? If you are virtual, I'm going to explain to the students in class what your response was to a question. And if you are virtual, I'm going to be explaining to the art class that's present what you said virtually because I will not have speakers hooked up. The plan is to have a giant screen. It's basically going to be it's going to be kind of like me teaching to the camera. It's going to be a big screen off to the side so that all students can see it that are in the classroom, but you'll be able to hear my voice. All right? So you'll be able to see everything that I am projecting, because it will be a projector on this big screen. And you'll be able to see things whether you're at your desks or at the rug. I don't know if we're going to be using the rug this year. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I do know our desks are already socially distanced, spaced. All right. The number one goal of this year is safety. Okay. We want everyone to feel safe, and we'll go over a bunch of different things to make sure that safety is the number one issue. That's not an issue, right? We want it to be flawless. We want it to make sense. All right. Especially when this week is Team Up Against COVID week. All right. That being said, we know all our hand signals. I'm going to introduce one of my favorite books of this year. Okay, this was written by a coworker some of you might even know. This is Mrs. Renette Smith Powell and her daughter, Destiny Powell. And this is also illustrated by Aria Jones. I love the pictures in this. The illustrations are nice. This is a very informative book, and we're going to go through all of it. All right? So sit back, relax, and let's go on a little bit of an adventure. It has been an adventure. Corey Hates COVID. Written by Renette Smith Powell, co-author Destiny Powell, illustrated by Aria Jones. It was a Friday afternoon in March. Corey was so excited to finally end another week. The teachers were all huddled in the corner, whispering as if they had a secret they couldn't share. Miss Honeybee's usual bright smile seemed a little faded. Something felt really different. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. On the drive home, Corey listened as Mom talked to Nana on the speakerphone. The conversation was different. They were talking about COVID. "What is COVID, Mommy?" he asked, but Mom didn't answer him. He listened closely, hoping to discover an answer to his question. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. On the way home, Mom stopped at the grocery store. She grabbed a shopping cart and began to push it through the messy aisles. People were pushing and shoving. All the clamoring made Corey wilt. Mom's big brown eyes seemed lost in thought. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. The lines were long, and the store nearly bare. Corey wondered if a snowstorm was coming. He wondered why such a fuss. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. After putting away the groceries, his family began to watch the evening news. Corey sat down with them, even though he hated watching the news. But the governor said words that Corey didn't understand. Corey thought he knew everything. He knew something wasn't right. Corey's parents didn't talk much that night. They said their prayers and gently tucked him into bed. Calmly, Corey asked, "What is COVID?" Mom patted him on the head and said, "Oh, don't worry, sweet potato. Good night." Corey closed his eyes and tried to fall asleep. He kept thinking about the things the governor had said. That night, Corey tossed and turned. He dreamt that COVID was chasing him. He ran as fast as the wind. He couldn't let that old spiky red monster devour him. He fought, yelled, and jumped as his morning alarm rang. The weekend had gone by quickly. It was already Monday morning. After turning off the alarm, Corey went into the bathroom to get dressed for school. He couldn't wait to show Mrs. Honeybee his spaceship science project. As he brushed his teeth, he heard Mom say, "Corey, you aren't going to school today." Confused, he headed to the kitchen for breakfast. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. Maybe a snow day? Corey poured the milk just a little so his space rock cereal wouldn't get soggy. "Good morning, little sweet potato," Nana said as she entered the room. Nana always called him Sweet Potato because of his smooth brown skin. "There's no school today. The governor closed the schools because of COVID." Corey gently asked again, "What is that?" But no one answered. They continued the chatter amongst themselves. Corey thought he knew everything, and he knew something wasn't right. Dad turned on Corey's laptop and told him, "You have to join your class remotely." He sat down in his virtual classroom. Corey's eyes darted back and forth as he wondered when he would go back to school. He wanted to be with his friends so they could play. "I hate COVID," Corey thought. Months had gone by. Winter had become spring, and Corey was still logging in. He wanted to be in school with his friends. He wanted to play, paint, and race with Samantha. He missed his teacher's bear hugs and the smell of her flowery perfume. Corey felt a lump in his throat, and tears filled his eyes as he whispered to himself, "I hate COVID." June was here, and summer was on the horizon. Sunnyvale School asked families to drive by to pick up any belongings that had been left in March. Corey spotted his teacher almost immediately. He was so excited. He was just about to jump out of the car to give her a bear hug, but before he could, Mom said, "Don't get out. We must keep everyone safe." "I am safe," Corey exclaimed. Mom rolled the window down just a little to get the bag. They both said, "Thank you." Corey waved goodbye to sweet Mrs. Honeybee as they drove away. Corey felt sad inside. The weeks and months were all a blur. Corey couldn't believe quarantining was his life. He could not celebrate his birthday at Space Park because of COVID. His swim classes had been canceled because of COVID. No Sunday Children's Church because of COVID. Then, the worst thing that ever happened. Nana got COVID. Early the next morning, Corey heard a lot of commotion in the living room. Nana looked at Corey from a stretcher. She patted him on the cheek, and within a weak, her raspy voice, she whispered, "I will be all right, sweet potato." Corey began to cry as Mom and Dad hugged him tightly. Nana was taken to the hospital. That was it. That was all Corey could stand. He couldn't take it anymore. He felt like his body was going to lift off the floor, and he yelled, "I hate COVID!" He looked at his family and asked, "What is COVID?" Mom gently guided Corey to the sofa so they could explain. Here's the informational part. Virtual, that's a screen by a computer or electronic device. Quarantine, to separate or keep at home, to stay away from others. Virus is a germ or bacteria that can make people very sick. Mask, a facial covering worn to protect people from spreading a virus or germ. COVID-19. Coronavirus. It's a virus that can cause fever, cough, and make it hard to breathe. Social distancing means staying apart from other people to limit contact. Contagious. That's when a disease or a virus can easily spread from one person to another. Crisis is a time of emergency or danger. Vaccine is a medicine used to help the body fight infections or viruses. Remote learning. Teachers or students cannot meet in person because they are separated by time or space. Hand sanitizer, a liquid used to kill germs. Pandemic, when a disease or virus quickly spreads across the entire world. Corey and his family remained quarantined. They prayed daily and anxiously awaited Nana's phone calls from the hospital. After some time, Corey and his family hung a huge welcome home banner across the front yard to celebrate. Everyone was thankful that Nana had fully recovered from COVID-19. There's the welcome home banner. A new school year had begun, but this time Corey was ready for Monster COVID. Armed with his clever hand sanitizer and space mask, he was ready for battle. Corey was okay with virtual learning, but he still looked forward to returning to Sunnyvale Elementary School. For now, everyone needed to remain safe, and that was just as important. Corey and his family learned so much that year. They got to know each other in a new way. He had a new appreciation for what was important to him: life, love, and family, and the memories of what they shared during the pandemic. Corey didn't know everything, but he knew something, and that was everything would be all right. The end. All right. It's a very informative book, and it tells you kind of how things are going right now. Our number one priority is the student's safety. So usually I would ask a lot of questions about the book. Today I'm just going to ask one simple question, and I want everyone to answer. You could just say to the screen, or if an adult's there, you could tell them right now, how are you? You could pause this right here if you'd like. Very nice. Yes, one of the good things about the situation that we're in is that we are able to be closer with family and friends that we live with. Okay, we're able to learn new things, do things a little differently. I know me and my kids weren't able to go to the arcade. We used to love going to an arcade or two. We weren't able to go. So what we did was we made our own cardboard arcade with our own skee ball. I know we made our own arcade games, our own claw machine game with stuffed animals that we had. We have a lot of stuffed animals. And then we played. We did this for days upon days. It was so much fun to visit the arcade. So that's one of the many things that we did. I know I tried many new recipes. I was able to whip up new dishes and taste new foods. I think that's a wonderful experience too. So I'm glad that we are now in the vaccine stage where everyone is going to be able to come back to school this year, if you want to. That is still a nice slow rollout is perfect. If you want to stay home, that is totally cool, fine, and understandable, 100%. We are on our way. We are still going to be social distancing. I want to let this is for the parents right now. The class is set up that students will be 6 feet apart. Okay. There will be, although it's mandated only 3 now, it is 6 feet apart. Also, it's not mandatory to go to the window to have a mask break, but we are going to have a mask break where we're actually over by the open windows. We are supposed to have at least one window open. I plan on having multiple windows open, all the windows open if I can. Okay, so if it's a cold day, please make sure you wear your sweater with your uniform. All right. Next, if it's hot, that's another thing. I'm still going to have all the windows open. I'll also have the air conditioner on. I feel that that's the safest way to do things right now for the students. What else? We will be having a hand washing break. I'll talk about that now. Every day, every class, we're going to have a hand washing break. I'm going to ask a student, one at a time, to go over to the sink. Okay? Students, you will be using warm water. You can turn on the hot and the cold together to get a warm water. You're going to pump soap onto your hand and lather up. Now, you can sing the birthday song. I like to do that for the front part of my hands. And then the back part, I like to sing the ABC song. Okay? And in between my fingers, and I like to even do my wrists. All right? Then I rinse off. I make sure I get all the soap off. All right, all off my wrists, even my arms sometimes, right? I do a couple shakes in the sink, and then I use 1 or 2 paper towels. All right, to dry my hands. There should be no droplets of water left on my hands. I'm going to take that paper towel and throw it in the garbage can, which is next to the sink. When we're done washing, when we're done using the garbage, I will move the garbage can back into there's this one corner I use for the garbage that we will not walk by afterwards. I will be wearing gloves. I plan on wearing gloves. I may or may not be wearing glasses. Okay, these are more for personal protection. They are not necessarily for reading, but it's in lieu of an actual face mask, which is optional for teachers. All right. What else? Everyone has to wear their own masks, that you know. What else are we going to do? I'll talk more about the mask break in just a little bit. Right now, I'm going to give you an opportunity at home to wash your hands. If you can wash your hands just as I explained. Remember, if you're leaving the room, tell an adult that it's a mask break time. 5 minutes on the timer. I'm going to put the audio-visual timer up so you can see it. Here and here. I'll see you shortly. Scrub those hands.
Like two things in one. Yeah. Cool. It's like I did a mini version just to like get the technique when my students wanted to do it. She's like, you can look over me, and I'm like, she's like, over here. We found a computer there and here, and she's so lost this class over and stuff. And I'm like, let me try and ship Nicole. This is what the girl wants to me. She's like, I see you do it. Then I'm like, oh, maybe she's on the TikTok. You can do it. Do you make the balls separately and then put it on? No, it's all one. Yeah, it's one piece. That's why she's a little confused. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never made that before. I've seen videos and I had no idea how to do it. Doing that video right there. I did, yeah. That's amazing. She did some passion. Yes, you did. I mean, it's too small for her. I wanted to do a smaller version first. It'd be like a snack plate for Charlotte and Logan. So like, you put soup in the middle and crackers on the end. Yeah, like peanut butter in the middle and apple slices around the end. You know?
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so we're going to be drawing a picture of the mask right now. It's going to take a piece of paper and crayon. If you'd like, you can use a pencil because you can erase. Now, we are going to be folding the paper, so loose leaf would work. I'm going to use copy paper to do it. If you don't have these materials, you can find them right now and pause it. Okay, so we're going to hold our paper like this, but it's going to be on a flat surface, hopefully a desk or a table that's next to your computer. Okay, what do we call it when we hold our paper like this? Very good. If you said portrait, give me a thumbs up. If you said vertical, give me that double thumbs up. Very nice. You could call it portrait because we are making portraits of ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to hold mine up on this clipboard so you can see it. You're going to fold the paper in 3 different areas. Okay, we've done this before. It can get tricky. Basically, you're folding up the one side, and you're folding down this other side. Just like that. You're going to squish it flat, run your finger along the top and the bottom. All right. You should have an area that flips up. Okay. But this line right here, the second one, that's the important piece. Okay. We're going to have a bottom and a top, and one's going to have a mask. And then when we fold this part open, this part's going to be without a mask. All right, so we're kind of going to draw a semi-oval on the top first. I'm going to use a black crayon. I love black outlines. They are awesome from the cartooning aspect in me. So first, you're going to start at this line and draw an oval, a semi-oval like this. You could draw a full oval like this also. Here's my semi-oval and my full oval. Kind of looks like an egg, and that's okay. All right. Next, I'm going to open my paper. I'm going to draw the rest of the oval here. This is going to turn into your face without the mask. So, mask, no mask. Let's put it up now. Let's draw the mask. Okay. For the mask, we're going to draw a line going from where this line is, just like this. So it looks like a small smile. Okay, then we're going to draw another small smile right down here. And we can even design it now using your favorite shapes. Okay, you can use a star. You can use an emoji. You can do a heart. A rhombus or a 4-sided diamond. Rectangle. Trapezoid. Rainbow. Semicircle. Semi-oval. Crescent moon. A crescent, sorry. All right, so there's our mask. Now what we're going to do is a little line up here on the top part of the line. That's going to be like where our nose is going to be. We're going to put our eyes in above that line. See how we have that folding line? We're going to put our eyes in. These are going to be semicircles. Okay, with circles inside. You can put eyelashes on if you'd like. Eyebrows. Our ears are going to be like right about here. You can go ahead and draw those ears. Kind of like a letter C. Now we get to design our hair. What kind of hair do you have? Do you wear glasses? You could add those too. I'm going to add hair. I think that's going to go like this. Yes, I got it. Now, that's our face with the mask on. We could even draw a neck like that. Now I'm going to draw my face with without the mask. Well, it's not my face, but a face without a mask. All right. So we know the nose is going to be here. We're going to draw a little smile and 2 smiles on the side. Like that. We're going to draw a fun... Oh, we have to draw the rest of the ears. And now we get to draw our fun smile. We can have fun with this one. All right. Here's a good one. Neck. Shoulders. I could even put the collar on, maybe a line with some buttons. And there we have, you know, it might be fun. That's perfect. We have our COVID mask on, and we have our smiling face with it off. There's a nice little self-portrait there. All right. Now we're going to take our second and final 5-minute screen break, okay? This is going to be used as a mask break towards the end of class. I'll be calling on students one by one to go ahead and go one by one to the open window. Okay, there will be 4 open windows. You'll be able to go to the window. The student will be able to go, pull their mask down, breathe in the air for a few moments, put their mask back on, go back to their seat. They will also be given the option of hand sanitizing. And then they can continue to color their project in. All right, you can color the mask first. I would color the face first. Doesn't matter. Have fun coloring in the lines as best you can using the colors that we have available to us. All right, I'm going to color this in while we're on our mask and movement break. If you don't want to color, you don't have to. You could do a movement break where you're doing your finger exercises. We've done these before. You could even stretch. Okay, all of this is acceptable, and you should be able to wash your hands if you really need to. All right, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I might have some washing hands and others going to take a mask break, and then others. We'll see what happens when the time comes. All right, if you can, and you don't want to color, which is fine. you can go over to your window and take a few breaths of fresh air and then sit back down and color your project in. All right, so this is our next break. This I call the 5-minute movement and mask break. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Did you have a chance to take a window break? Basically, a mask break. Now, in school, our mask breaks are only going to be for a few seconds. I think it was 10 seconds maximum. And that's what I'm going to try to adhere to when we're going to have them. It's not specified that we should go to the window. I personally think that that is fine. Especially if we go one then the other, then kind of alternate. All right, I don't want students clumping up or grouping up. Same with when we are lining up to go out to leave the classroom. We're going to have a spatial distance of 6 feet, and we're going to maintain that. And we will exit the classroom when the hallway is clear. Some other things that I know are happening are you will have your mask down when you are eating in class. I'm fairly certain that's what's going to be happening. Also, during other classes, you'll have mask breaks and washing breaks. I'm going to have gloves on. I'm also going to be cleaning the room after every set of every class. I'm going to be disinfecting the classroom entirely after each and every class. I'm going to be wiping down tables, chairs, desks, walkway areas. There should be no common use materials. Everyone will have their own crayons that they will be able to use for their class. I think it would be best if students brought their own art kits to class. And I do think I have enough for crayons to make personal kits, individual kits, and we should have copy paper available. So I'm not sure how that's going to work or what that's going to look like yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm not sure if students are going to be bringing their laptops to art class or not. If not, that's fine. We do have the large screen, and we'll see how that fits in. Yeah, the large screen should be fine. It was just you're able to have more detail if you have the laptop in front of you. I don't have a charging spot for everybody, so it's probably best if you just look up at the projection screen for any information. Usually, I would walk around the classroom trying to help out. I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet either. Okay, I don't want to. I would usually help every student that I can. I would like to help students out, but I think I might try to help them out from a distance this time, instead of looking over shoulders, asking to hold up pictures and the like. All right. It's almost time to go. You can show your picture to somebody that's in the same room as you right now. Please, if you finish this on this, when you're finished coloring it in, please send a copy of it to me, KLASCALA@WBOE.net, and I'll be able to put it on the website. Have a great week, everybody. So long. Keep creating.